Hello and welcome to another episode of Softcore History. I am your host, Robert Edward Leonard Fox III. I decided to use my confirmation name in this episode.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, Jesus Christ. I confirmed my love for Jesus Christ with that confirmation name.
Great.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Softcore History. Again, my name is Rob Fox. I'll just shorten it up this time for everyone else.
That would make me comfortable.
Yeah, I'm joined, as always, by the Christless Jake Goldman.
Woo!
Putting up devil horns.
Horns
I see.
up. Yeah. Horns up for not Christ.
For Satan.
Yeah.
Hail Satan.
What do I do, like an upside down cross
Yeah.
at you? Is
Yes.
that like your
Yeah.
horns down?
Yeah. That's how
Nice.
you do it.
Yeah.
And also by our producer extraordinaire and co-host, Dan Regester.
Daniel Patrick Murphy.
Oh,
Regester, yes.
Which one was the confirmation name?
Patrick.
There you go.
Of course, I had to go full Irish until the last name.
Yeah.
what is, oh yeah.
Regester kind of like throws a wrench into that.
And as we
What
know.
is Regester ethnically?
Oh, I can tell you. We actually talked about it on the Jester episode. It means by a hill.
Okay.
It's
think
English.
It's English?
It's English?
Or,
My dad
British
claims
Isles.
German.
It's not what I heard on the
Okay.
internet.
Well, I'm fine with English. We don't have to do a me 23.
Either way works. Yeah. 23andMe.
By a hill.
By a
That's
hill.
it's that guy by the hill.
I mean,
It's just you're like a hill person, but you can't even get up the hill.
he's near it.
Like lives near the hill.
He's hill adjacent.
Yeah.
It's a topographical last name.
The whole legacy of your family is being hill adjacent.
I mean, that's basically what people in Morgantown are. Like,
Yeah.
It's just anyone in West Virginia.
Yeah,
is
some
hill adjacent.
Irish
What was that
West
fam-
Virginia.
Like this family is known for like fighting in the war, and that family's known for this. Like he lives near a hill. That's what. Yeah, that's the family that lives near a hill.
They crush it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a couple sheep. It's nice.
Do we
but-
go on the hill, though, or just by the hill?
By the hill. Like I'd say
by
at
the
the
hill.
foot of the hill. Or
Do you think
near,
we're scared of hills? My people are scared of hills.
No,
we,
I think
we don't
you,
go up the hill.
I
We
think
just
you
stay
guys,
by the hill.
You guys made money selling things to people going up the hill or coming back down.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe my ancestors were the first people to set up zip lining.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Potentially, yeah.
But I feel like your last name
Super
would be
rad.
different.
Shaka bruh.
Thank God they don't do last names like that anymore. It's just like Robert and Courtney podcast. Fucking kill me.
Just
Fucking-
Danny TikTok.
Yeah, blow my brains out.
Jake Ecom.
Webster sounds better. Goldman sounds better.
What?
Like you smelting Webster just as like a general last name. It's like for weavers, like or
Right.
whatever. Yeah, or Smith. You know, you're like a blacksmith.
We actually did this for my wife. Oh, shit, I don't really want to say her last name on the air, but
Well, it's Goldman now.
yeah, sure. But her
It's a basic ass last
it's
name.
a super easy last name. It's Carter. And she's like, "What do you think my last name means?" I was like, "Probably that you pulled stuff in carts." And she's like, "No." And then she looked up. I was like,
No,
"Yeah."
Cart girl.
She's cart girl.
Golf, yeah.
She comes from a long line of rickshaw
A
drivers.
long.
Oh no, he's saying cart girls
Yeah,
like
cart
the
girl.
18,
Oh.
like going to
yeah,
getting a cold
she
beer.
comes from a long line of women who have been harassed by 70-year-old men.
There's always a creepy dude in your golf party that's just like, "Keep coming around. It's good to see you."
Don't be gone for too long.
I'll see you at the 19th hole.
Oh wow, that's
It's yours.
ew.
Yeah.
Mine?
He's in one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying how old men talk to cart girls.
They talk
pretty
worse than-
shameless.
yeah.
Pretty shameless.
And then
There's no
I don't
one
have
less-
that kind of
then
confidence.
immediately buy like 6 Coors Lights and a hot dog. Like, yeah.
Like, well, the worst part about that is that, like, they're trying to like hit on the cart girl and like show the cart girl that they're like ballers, but yeah, they're buying Coors Light and a hot dog. Like, you can't.
Maybe
Well-
a Snickers.
Yeah, like, there's no way to
keep
show
their
off
blood
your
sugar up.
money.
Dude, I don't know why, but people buy Snickers at golf courses.
It's absurd.
Like,
I think it's a good like in the moment energy bar.
it's not, but
It's
I think
got peanuts in it.
sure, sure. But that for whatever reason, I think if we saw like a chart of where Snicker bars are sold universally,
Oh, Clubhouse.
I think Clubhouse and Cart Girl are like maybe 1A, 1B.
For sure. Also, no one should feel like a baller if I'm witnessing them on the golf course, because I'm not playing any good courses. Like, I'm playing mostly
I'm playing
munis.
Lions, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
munis, bro. Like, municipal golf is the best golf.
it is, because
It's cheap.
and I suck.
Yeah.
And like I'm not gonna hack it up on a really nice golf course that costs $200.
I won't feel bad getting absolutely trashed
No,
by Lions.
no.
I'm walking off on the 13th.
That's fair.
Every time.
Yeah, fuck this.
All right. Anyway, enough
Yeah.
about golf. Our topic today is in honor of our new president,
And our
Joseph
people.
Joseph Robinette Biden Jr.
Yes.
He is
Robinette, I believe.
Robinette?
a family name.
Yes.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you can any more feminize the name Robin, but somehow Robinette pulls it off.
That really nails it. Just on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time when I was like in 4th grade, this teacher was like, thought my name was Robin instead of Robbie, because I went by Robbie back then. And she called me Robin, and I didn't.
I hope you got rid of that, like, early.
What, Robbie?
Robbie's awful.
Freshman year of high school, I switched over to Rob.
His family still calls him that.
Yeah. Siblings and parents still call me Robbie.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are you just going to lean into Bob?
I got to lose some hair.
I know Ross is really pushing that on you.
Yeah, well, he calls me Hot Bob.
Yeah.
But, my dad's name is Bob. It's
You got to earn the Bob.
yeah, you got to be old and fucking gross to be a Bob.
You got to have a
know what I mean?
kid first before you're Bob.
Yeah, and we're pushing one out soon, so
Wow.
like 8 months, something like
Wow.
that. So
I'm not congratulating you yet because, like, who knows, you know?
thanks. God damn, dude.
Jesus
Christ.
Well, speaking of Jesus Christ, what's up with Catholics,
Yeah,
Rob?
so Joe Biden is the second Catholic to ever be elected to the president of the United States.
Yes.
There have been Catholics, and there have been Catholics in the United States in mass, essentially, since its founding.
Well, yeah, they go there every Sunday.
Oh, there have been a whole shit ton of Catholics in the United States since it's founded. Like, so one thing you hear a lot when people talk about, like just representation of anyone in the United States is like, oh, like there were Muslims in this country since its founding and Jewish people in the country since its founding, and that's true. They were there. They weren't, but like from the beginning, Catholics were in large. Maryland was the Catholic colony, Maryland.
Yeah.
named after Mary.
Mary Magdalene.
Mary
right?
Magdalene,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
No, there are
of course.
two.
That whore.
There are 2 original colonies in the United States named after virgins.
Well, Mary wasn't a virgin.
Maryland and
The other one's real easy.
She also had
it's,
kids with Joseph.
West Virginia.
Just regular Virginia.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, how do we get away with just calling Mary a virgin? Yeah, for Jesus, maybe, because she was 12
Was she 12?
when God impregnated her. Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
yeah, she was 12.
Don't worry about what God was
Gloss
doing
over
back
God. Cancel God. Good.
God needs to be canceled.
Me too.
then.
God.
12 in.
Me too comes for everybody, baby.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 12 in like 0 BC. That's like 31 now.
Well, in the Bible, everyone lives to like 200, so it's even younger.
Yeah, but then Joseph put some babies in her.
Yeah.
So like,
Jesus had brothers?
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Brothers and sisters.
You think Joseph was just hanging around,
He's like,
not
well-
getting his dick wet?
He wasn't he didn't have any output
Yeah.
until Jesus.
Well, Jesus, there's a good portion of Jesus' life that's not written down.
So
Well,
his spunk just started
for a
working
reason.
later?
Jesus
no.
just goes from a baby to like 30.
Yeah, he has like one little teenage. Because they had to flee to Egypt to avoid him getting his head cut off by King Herod or whatever.
Yeah, we gotta, and that'll be covered in our series, Teen Jesus.
Teen Jesus, yes.
Yes.
That's we have our copyright on that.
But yeah, so Joe.
Also, I want to cover. If we'll also have like a spin-off series of that with just Joseph, just being like stepdad Joseph.
Yeah.
We'll come up with a better title, obviously, but like him just teaching Jesus carpentry. I think there's something there. Just
We'll
being like a
figure
dickhead dad, ripping heaters.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Joe Biden, second Catholic to ever get elected. Finally, oh God, I was so worried that Catholics wouldn't pull ahead of Muslims for having the amount of presidents they've had after Obama got elected.
Right.
I was so angry that Muslims caught up with Catholics.
Jews still in dead last with 0.
Yes, Jews still 0, 100%.
Yeah.
You still control the world. It doesn't matter.
Here's what's fucked up. I think they might be a Scientologist president before a Jewish president.
Tom Cruise, yeah.
Yeah,
He could win it.
he could win it.
Anyone can.
we almost had a
100%.
Mormon president, so anything's possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're pretty close.
how close was Mitt Romney?
Not very close.
Yeah, probably not.
He did okay. I think he actually did worse than McCain though. Like Obama beat Romney by more than he did McCain. I think. I'm pulling that out of my ass. So.
Yeah. I was on that campaign. I don't remember.
Yeah, well,
So,
whatever.
yeah, I gave up. I quit the night we lost.
But yeah, so today's episode is about the anti-Catholic bigotry that was lobbied against the two Catholic presidential candidates before Biden, one of whom who won, JFK. We all know that one.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one who lost, this one was the first Catholic to ever run for office. He ran in 1928. His name was Al Smith. He is a long forgotten...
How could you forget that name?
Yeah, right? Al Smith. First off, by the way, least Catholic name ever.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Methodist. Like, sounds like the most... And Methodist, to me, Methodist and Lutheran are the two most basic bitch Protestant religions. Like, Baptist gets a little wild, and then the other stuff's just loopy, but...
What's the first Protestant?
Lutheranism.
Lutheranism, right?
Or Anglican. Episcopal is another basic bitch one.
Well, you're naming like all the ones I know. So I'm like,
Episcopal is the Church of England. That was just like, hey, I want to get divorced.
yeah, that was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have a lot of wives that aren't working out for me.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. Yeah. No, I guess the only true Protestant sect that is real and based on fact is the Pentecostal church.
Yes, the
Yeah.
Snake Church.
Snake church.
I
If you're rocking snakes, you're good.
You know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason we're talking about this today, not just because Joe Biden is president and he's Catholic, it's because anti-Catholic bigotry is hilarious. There's, to me, like all like racism and bigotry is funny. Like obviously, like the real world effects of it aren't funny.
I
But
also don't understand it throughout history because we were the dominant religion for a good portion.
it depends on where you were in the world.
Human
There was a
history.
whole Eastern Orthodox sect like that was not Catholic, and then it was split off after that,
Dude, get
and then they came to
Luther
America.
out of here, all right?
All right, let me just go through my thing here. All bigotry is like hilarious to me. Like obviously the real world effects of it are not, but it is hilarious in general in the sense that like it's like the irrationality of it
Oh, sure.
is, and like Jewish bigotry is pretty much just as good as
Oh,
Catholic
yeah.
bigotry.
It's about the same.
It's really like on par with like Jews are like huffing gold
Like-
fumes.
Believe it or not, there are horns under my hat right now.
I do.
And it's not just because it's a Gators hat.
I do
it's
believe
because
it.
I'm a Jew.
Yeah, the Catholics actually went through the same trials and tribulations of the Jewish community.
And then they turned it right back
Yep.
around on us. Didn't
Yeah, well, you know,
You did kill Jesus.
they? Did we?
technically.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the Roman soldiers. I don't
and
think
now
they
you
were
call it
Jewish.
Roman Catholic. Way to just suck off your oppressors, guys.
Yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense. But dude, so what's funny about anti-Catholic bigotry? Like any bigotry is funny in like I said, there's real world effects terrible. But like even like thinking like oh like black people are like fucking like crazy like they can't control themselves or like what? There's like one thing like that used to be a thing like when it gets too hot. Like black people like go nut like this is like 1930s 1890s type of shit.
Yeah,
Like,
this
the
is
heat-
fucking Leo
the heat
in
drives him
Django
crazy.
bringing out the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
skull, and he's like, "Oh, look, see, they don't
Right.
have the same brain."
That's funny too, except for the real world effects of it make it not funny. But like the idea, if you isolate the idea, that's funny because it's crazy.
Yeah, three white guys talking about this. Let's move on. Go
It's
ahead.
just insane. It's anything where you can actually believe something that insane is funny to me.
Correct.
The real world effects are not. But the great thing about Catholicism is that the bigotry wasn't, or like the real world effects of it weren't as bad.
Sure.
So we can all just like giggle about it, really.
It was also kind of earned. We were fucking terrible.
Right.
We were fucking dreadful for
Not
Thousands
to
of
any
years.
not to the Americans who
No.
took this out on us.
no.
They had no fight. So here's what I want to talk about first before we get into what they were saying about Al Smith and JFK. Jake, me and Dan are Catholic.
Yeah.
We grew up in the Catholic Church,
Altar boys,
altar boys, all the stuff.
well covered.
As a non-Catholic, what was your perception of the Catholic Church at like before having much contact with it, or just
Well, it's actually I'm not probably the best person to ask that question because my stepmom was Catholic and she's been my stepmom since I was 6.
oh fuck.
So I would go to like midnight mass and Christmas mass like every year. But I guess my perception of the Catholic Church was it was just like any other church. They just had more ornate churches. They had cooler churches because I went to my friends' churches that were like Baptist, and that looks like it looks like a startup church.
Right.
Like it looks like it's like, oh yeah, we got this like minimalist lighting and like these really neutral pews and there's a lot of light. And then like Catholic Church, it's
in a
like
strip.
God lives here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We got stained glass and jewelry
No,
and
it-
gold.
you-
God lives here.
That is what it looks like. You walk in, you're like, oh no, God's here.
Yeah, God
God's
lives in
here.
this spot. Yeah.
It's usually like gothic. It's like tall. just kind of pointy.
There's nothing that pisses me off more than going into a modern Catholic church.
Modern churches suck.
They're fucking dog shit.
I want gargoyles on
Yes.
the fucking edge.
Yes.
I need some stained glass windows.
I want to be a little terrified.
It needs to be kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Catholic at least. Judaism, on the other hand, we have like a big ark in the back with like books no one can read. And
I love that,
Yeah.
though.
We also used to have books that nobody could read, but we kind of modernized.
We still
the entire
have the
mass used to be-
tabernacle.
yeah,
like
we-
the scary tabernacle in the.
well, that's where the bread of Christ. Well, the
You
bread
got
that
food
becomes.
in your ark?
Well, yeah, the bread that becomes Christ
Man.
with a simple prayer and the ring of a few bells that I would ring.
Yeah, you
so
know
I
you're-
I
actually
would ring them. We made.
I actually made Jesus.
We turned them into flesh.
Yeah, no one should be terrified of the words that are coming out of your mouth 100 years ago. That sounds perfectly sane to a bunch of ignorant people.
Of course, yeah.
So-
and it's usually like solid gold. The tabernacle, of course.
Again, curious why ours wasn't, but
A lot of
People
lot of
kept taking it.
A lot of collection money, you know.
No one wanted to give the
it's
gold
a
up.
huge liability.
Yeah. So damn it. I thought you'd have a better. I didn't realize you're so close to Catholicism. Fuck.
A lot of kneeling in Catholic mass. There
That is the big complaint about going to Catholic mass is up, down, up, down.
Yeah, and then if you kind of slouch, put your ass on the pew, and then you get called out for that.
You do
You get called out for slouching?
You slouch, you gotta.
by your parents.
Okay.
The nuns do. Did you go to Catholic school or no?
Yeah, my principal's a nun. Yeah, she'd call that out for sure.
Yeah.
But she also wasn't wandering the halls of the church as mass was going on. She was in there participating in the mass.
Just giving up for Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was married to Jesus.
We had some like hall monitor nuns that would just kind of peek around and see if you were doing your best to perk up
Fair enough.
For Jesus.
for
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
But yeah, so Catholics.
Yes.
I want to say up until, and even still to this day, but back then especially, to give you some some modern perspective on how Catholics were viewed by people back then, place it somewhere between Mormon and Scientologist.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. People thought in the United States of America that Catholics were fucking bananas. And it didn't help that also we were the dirty minorities. We were Irish and Italian.
Yeah. Yeah. You were the brownest folk that weren't black that they were seeing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like dirty and Spanish, Mexican still, even like
And
Hispanic.
Spanish is white. Like
Yeah.
from Spain.
Well,
is-
Italian's white.
yeah,
Fucking-
I mean, it's true. Yeah, it's all white.
Don't tell that to Veronica.
she wishes.
No, I mean like it's from Europe. Like,
Yeah. It's all
I
the same.
just like
But no,
anyone from Europe.
in terms of just the religion itself, before you even get into the racial aspect of it, I would place the way they viewed Catholics then somewhere between Mormon and Scientologist.
I mean, wouldn't
now.
it be kind of like Jews then? They might like Jews more actually. At this
Jews
point.
were on the same level as Catholics in terms of like, that's a creepy.
You're
fucking
saying this in
religion.
1920?
Yeah, 28. For this specific what we're talking about. They thought the religion was fucking creepy, fucking literally foreign. Like they literally thought it was an un-American religion. Like Methodism, Lutheranism, even though it was fucking founded in Germany, and Episcopal, even though it was fucking founded in England, those were American religions.
And the only reason those were founded was because King Henry wanted a divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Martin Luther didn't like, paying your soul's way into heaven, which that's fair. But Luther was also crazy in his own ways. We can get into that
Yeah.
No,
another.
it's a
Yeah, that's
pay-to-play program.
Luther ate his own poop.
Yeah, that's a
If you want to get into
Rick's
heaven, you
Rabin
gotta
brought it up.
pay
Yeah, got to pay the troll toll.
in order to get into that boy's hole. The altar
Why'd
boy.
you-
Yeah.
what- Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna throw any altar
No,
boy
but
slander at you.
people
Yeah.
thought Catholicism was fucking bananas. So
Which it is. It is.
yeah, it is, but it's not more bananas than any other fucking religion. But
they're all insane.
they
Yes.
for whatever reason thought that Catholicism was really threatening and crazy. And unlike Judaism in the United States at that time, even though there are a ton of Jewish people then and now in the United States, Catholics like 10x. That,
it's
at least.
it's probably 100x.
Yeah, like there are a shit ton of Catholics, and they just
Yeah.
really don't want Catholics in charge. All right, so get to 1928, United States of America.
Oof.
Herbert Hoover is running for re-election.
It's right.
Herbert Hoover.
We're roaring 20s right now.
Roaring
right
20s.
Right before the Great Depression.
This is the best part. Al Smith, whoever the Democrats were going to run against Republican Herbert Hoover, was going to be a huge underdog, regardless, because LOL, the economy was booming.
Yeah.
Roaring 20s.
Well, he made that dam.
Yeah, everything.
Put his
Hoover
name on
was, and also it's hard to be an incumbent regardless.
Yeah, sure.
And
You have to be a really shitty president to lose,
lose.
as an incumbent.
yeah, or have Ross Perot steal your votes.
Or have Ross Perot steal your votes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or, have the charisma of Al Smith.
No, Al Smith was fine, but Al Smith was also a bit of a sacrificial lamb, right?
Yeah.
Like they didn't, and this is actually, in a lot of ways, Al Smith is what Mitt Romney was, but Mitt Romney shouldn't have been this. Like Al Smith
So,
was their sacrificial
John
lamb.
Kerry?
Yes, Al Smith was their John Kerry, who was also Catholic, by the way.
Yeah. Also, Mitt Romney is just Mormon John Kerry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times I said this to people when I was on the Mitt Romney thing. I was like, he's John Kerry, but Mormon. They're like, what are you talking about? John Kerry is a fucking... It's like, put them next to each other.
It's all the
They are
fucking
the
same.
same dude.
Yeah. Herbert Hoover, the economy is crushing it in 1928. Whoever was going to run against him as a Democrat, huge underdog. So they picked the governor of New York, Al Smith, who was a really successful governor in New York.
But Prohibition had passed, right?
Prohibition was going on at this time. I'll get to that.
Oof.
Prohibition was going on at this time. Al Smith was the governor of New York, was killing it as a governor of New York. Lots of new hospitals. The economy in there was great. Like he did a lot of good public work. The first public housing I think any state did. Made a bunch of state public parks, all that stuff. Like all kinds of like good things that you want your governor to do, type of thing.
Yeah,
Al
but does
Smith,
he get his orders from the Pope?
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think the Pope was telling me to do that per se. So they decide Al Smith wins the primaries. Al Smith, and I think kind of they were like, I don't think the Democrats had a lot of good candidates at this time. This was prior to like FDR wasn't running yet or anything like
Right.
that. So they put up Al Smith in a long shot race, but he's a great governor, and maybe they have a shot, except Al Smith's a fucking Catholic, which is in 1928, as one of the articles I sent you says, like, today people would look at Al Smith and be like, oh, he's just another white guy, just another whatever.
Right.
In 1928, a white Catholic from New York, I think his parents or grandparents were immigrants, I can't remember which. He was foreign. Like, this guy seemed like a fucking foreigner to Americans. He was Barack Obama. Barack Hussein Obama.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's a good point, too. A lot of people forget that historical context. Like you just said, he's either one or two generations removed from immigrants. Like, that's terrifying to people, but that are also 4 or 5 generations removed from immigrants.
But then on top of that has a foreign religion.
Oh, sure. Foreignish.
Honestly, it's
Like
not
the biggest religion
Dude,
in the world.
it just seems like a bunch of mind erasing happened, though. Once everyone got over here the first
We
round.
ran the fucking world for like...
Well, no, it's like the English and shit get over here and they're just like, Catholicism, what is that? What is that? No one does that. Like, it was such a huge influential part of the Western Hemisphere before people started settling. And then it's so foreign, 200 years later? That's kind of weird to me how that happened. Like,
didn't take long.
It takes 200 years, apparently.
Another good comp would be if a Catholic running then was probably not far off from a Muslim running now.
Yeah, no, that's definitely good.
And I know there's probably some people listening that are like, well, that's fucking ridiculous. No, you don't understand. We'll get into it more. You don't understand how fucking bananas the United States of America was in 1928. They thought Catholics were fucking from the moon.
Yeah, I mean, and you also have a booming economy, so why fuck it up with anything else?
With
Yeah.
a fucking wizard slave.
Yeah.
As we titled this live episode, with the slave
that's
of a
not the
wizard.
title, but
whatever, I don't
yeah.
care.
No, yeah, there's some dude in a funny magic hat.
Yeah.
That you swear fealty to.
Yeah, but in 1928, whites could connect to that. A man in a wizard hat.
Well, no, the other wizards weren't wild about this wizard. It was a wizard duel, if you would.
if there's a way to whitewash this kind of history lesson, there was a really bad wizard fight when Al Smith tried to run for president.
This is actually the origins of
Wait.
Harry Potter.
Should that be the episode title? Wizards dueled to be president of the United States of America.
Grand Wizard first, Spaghetti Wizard.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. So, by the way, the funniest part about Hoover, and by the way, as you know, you've never heard of President Al Smith because he lost the election. Hoover won the election on the economy. You'll remember that the Great Depression started in his second term, and people blamed him so much for the shitty economy that they named all the hobo camps in all the cities Hoovervilles. So Herbert Hoover won his second term on the economy being dope, and within like 2 years, every hobo was like, yeah, the shed that I poop and die in and also live in is named after the president who made this economy so shitty.
Man, it's like we really dodged a bullet, huh?
Yeah, they would have blamed the Pope for that.
Yeah, Smithville.
Not the same.
Isn't that like a sausage company at this point?
Smithville. Yeah,
Smithville Sausage.
So
I think so.
I think so too.
from the moment Al Smith started running for office, in the primaries and especially in the general, he faced anti-Catholic bigotry to the point where, like, truly, it almost mirrors. Remember that famous thing that went around after McCain died or whatever, where that woman was like, I think he's a Muslim. Obama's a Muslim. And McCain was like, no, ma'am. I just have policy disagreements and it's fine. And like,
where he actually was like a decent human, was like, listen, like you can disagree on all this other shit.
But that woman thought that like that old lady who is almost certainly dead now, thought that like the Quran was telling Barack Obama to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, totally. That was such a big selling point, like the birtherism and all that stuff. Like,
Right.
I can see how easily it parallels with what was going on with Al Smith, where it's like, of course, the fact that, and we were discussing this before the episode, the fact that there is someone else in a high seat that is the ruling embodiment of God on the planet for him.
The Pope is infallible, yes.
Yeah. So like that could easily be crafted into something.
Not hard. Yeah, not
it's
hard to
really
work it
easy
out.
to do it.
Yeah.
I could make those connections real easy.
Yeah.
And because I control the media, that's the message I would put out. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so people were convinced that Al Smith was loyal to the Pope above the Constitution and the United States and all this shit, right? Like Al Smith was going to take orders from the Pope.
Right.
So much so, they thought he was so loyal to the Pope. This is my favorite thing. This is almost like the Pope is a lizard.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely like a David Icke, like every one of high power is a lizard person thing.
It was a legitimate rumor spreading around through the United States that people believed that if Al Smith won the presidency, and by the way, Hoover and the Republicans like let that fly. Like
of course they didn't shut that down.
Yeah, no one was shutting this down at all.
Yeah.
That if Al Smith won, the Pope would in fact move to Washington, D.C., and make it his fortress.
What do you think Fort Knox is, Rob? What do you think they were building?
That's a Jewish fort. It's full of gold.
It was going to be the Pope's. We took it.
You took
Yeah,
it?
we
took it.
We have our fair share of gold, Rob.
We do.
Yeah, yours doesn't get pried off the altar.
They keep it in the bars. We melt that shit down and make tabernacles.
Yeah,
and
we
crosses and
smelted it, like put it into the ceiling.
we nail
and shit.
a man to it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
They thought that the Pope was legitimately going to build make Washington D.C. like his fortress of solitude.
Shouts to Jacob Nickel in the chat. He says the Pope isn't a lizard.
Oh,
Not this Pope. There have been lizard popes, yes. but-
everyone knows there's at least one.
Well, Benedict was a lizard.
Yes,
Pope.
Benedict
He's
was
also
a-
still alive. I didn't know you could retire.
Lizards don't die.
You can,
Yeah.
yeah, you can retire.
He's going to shed his exoskeleton soon, I would imagine.
He was also in the Hitler Youth.
of course.
Yeah.
So he's definitely like a moon lizard.
And then we know for a fact the one that was put on the corpse trial was not a lizard because he was decomposing as a man.
He was dead.
Yes, yes. And the Pope who was trying him was not a lizard either because a lizard would have eaten the body.
Right. It's food.
Well,
Yeah,
I was
we all
going to
know
say
that.
the only Pope that we can really clear is that dead Pope
It's true.
from being a lizard because we don't really know.
100%, because his lizard bones would have shown.
Yes.
Yeah.
He would have regrown.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the anti-Catholic stuff, was so bad that Al Smith had to write an op-ed in the Atlantic assuring people essentially
The
that
Atlantic
he was
goes back that far?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it goes back into the Civil War.
Yeah, it's
The Atlantic goes back a long fucking
Damn,
way.
does our old friend own that as well? William Randolph Hearst?
I'm sure he does.
He owns everything
yeah,
at this point, right?
especially at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Al Smith writing an op-ed in the Atlantic sounds so much like Barack Obama writing an op-ed in the Atlantic.
Except Barack Obama's op-ed in the Atlantic wasn't, I swear I won't do a jihad.
It would have been better if it
Because
was in,
Al Smith's
Cosmopolitan.
op-ed in the Atlantic was the equivalent of Barack Obama writing, I swear I'm not going to do a jihad on America.
This isn't going to be the Obama caliphate, I promise
Yes,
you. Yeah, right.
literally.
Yeah.
Al Smith had to be like, I am not the Pope's slave.
Yeah, this is absurd.
Like,
The fact that, well, it's so crazy that, like, in any, like, if you were to have to deal with this now, every good publicist would be like, don't even address that shit.
well,
He had to.
he had to, but there was some shit that was so crazy that they wouldn't do it.
And you thought Q was crazy.
Fuck, man, yeah. QAnon this is some high level QAnon shit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely. I mean, it's
What's
literally, okay.
What's our message every week?
It's shit don't
Shit
change.
Don't change.
I mean, and it's like the white supremacist propaganda that was against Al Smith too. I thought was hilarious. Like
What was your favorite?
the KKK. I think in particular they spread around propaganda flyers that were talking about. One, I think the fortress was in that.
I will read that in particular fact. So
it's
yeah,
kinda
this is
like
it
when
right
people-
here.
Yeah.
Groups, including the KKK, circulated 1 million copies of a fake oath that people bought hook, line, and sinker.
Right. Yeah.
A fake oath.
Well,
So-
you can't lie back then. Everyone knows that.
you can't.
Yeah.
So Al Smith, this is like a pretty typical Catholic thing. Like my dad's not in or anything like that, but like there's basically a version of the Freemasons that's like Catholic.
So Knights of Columbus.
Knights of
right?
Columbus. Probably most people know it. They do like corny charity
you don't have an
work.
uncle in it?
What?
I feel like everyone has an uncle that's
I
Catholic.
do not. I have a very Catholic family, but we were not like about that type of stuff. I don't know. Because also Catholicism is very like different sects. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll say
Also,
the
like
sects are different.
specific fraternities are based off Catholicism. Like, isn't Sigma Chi super Catholic?
Is it?
I don't remember.
I think they are. Yeah.
They were not a very Catholic house on my chapter. Or
At
on my
UCF, they were
UF.
the meatheads,
They
the
were-
lifting bros.
Yeah, that's pretty normal,
They were like cool white guys.
aren't we all?
Yeah, that's every frat though.
But yeah, no, so the KKK and other groups circulated 1 million copies of a counterfeit oath, claiming that fourth degree Knights of Columbus, which Al Smith was a rank of in Knights of Columbus, basically just means like he was on exec in Knights of Columbus type of thing.
Sick.
In his little Catholic fraternity. Fourth degree Knights of Columbus members swore to exterminate Freemasons and Protestants and to commit violence against anyone if the church ordered. So essentially,
A caliphate.
they had to commit jihad.
Yeah, it's Catholic jihad.
Yeah, Catholic crusade.
A crusade. Yes, that's
Yeah.
it. That's the one. Right.
Yeah. So essentially, it'd be like Barack Obama being like, I won't order a jihad. I won't have any National Guard members do jihads against you. As like old ladies in Arizona are like, his name is Hussein. Like that's what Al Smith was fucking dealing with
Okay.
in 1928.
Okay, I will say Barack Obama. All three of his names would terrify old ladies in Arizona, though.
Well, of course.
It's Barack Hussein Obama. Like,
None of those names.
they don't know how to say a single one.
Couldn't be Steve Hussein Obama.
Yeah.
No.
At least Barry. Just go by Barry.
Yeah, go by
man.
Barry.
Yeah.
Barry Obama.
Barrio.
Barry O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, if Al Smith scares the shit out of people,
Yeah.
what hope does anyone have? Like people were like, Al Smith, no. Like Al Smith. No serial killer is even named Al Smith. It's too bland. That guy runs a grocery store.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
the Italians have the mafia.
They do, but he was Irish
he
Catholic.
was Smith.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't mean Italians. The Irish pretty much run the mafia, so Irish or Italian.
No, it's just that.
It's mostly the Italian.
Yeah, that.
I'm sorry. Have you seen The Departed? Because
Oh, true. Yeah.
100 years after he couldn't
Or like
get
a
a fucking job, the Irish had the presidency.
Or A History of Violence also has a.
Yeah.
I believe it's a Philly mob.
yeah,
well.
There's a lot of Philly mobs.
So yeah, they believe that Al Smith will call a Catholic jihad upon anyone he feels like should the Pope order it. Here's the fucking craziest part, though. And this is the part that will make the least sense to anyone listening to this as a human being alive today. Al Smith ran on, among other things, an anti-prohibition platform.
He's pro booze,
He was pro-alcohol
and he lost
badly.
Fuck, man.
Fucking got killed. And
The Catholic's the one that wants to drink.
the Catholics want to drink, and they used that against him. They were like, well, of course he wants to drink. He's a fucking Catholic. He's a fucking Irish. Look at him.
Fucking drunk.
To
They
be honest
used
with
that
you,
against him.
how did you guys survive prohibition as a people in the United States?
How do you think we did illegal shit?
Yeah,
What do you-
bootlegs.
Yeah.
How did we survive?
You became people by a hill, like Dan Regester over here.
Out of the fact that we survived a famine where we just couldn't have potatoes.
Which
Despite
grow in like everything.
To be fair,
Despite-
Ireland didn't survive it. Most of us left, and then the rest died.
despite being an island where you can just fish.
Yeah, a booming.
Why didn't they just fish?
Why didn't we fish?
Yeah, why didn't
It's
we fish?
like your.
It's not like there was a
it's like-
shortage of fish.
It is like the second hottest food for Irish Catholics. It's potatoes then fish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fish.
maybe they're like, we're so committed to our side dishes that like if I can't have my fries or my potatoes,
What
or-
is a fish
What's
without a
fish
potato?
Without a chip.
Yeah, right. It's
What's fish without chip?
what is
nothing?
Fish with,
they're like, fuck it, I'd rather die.
And by the like, I can't stress this enough. Al Smith was like, if you make me president, you can drink again.
that's insane.
And America was like, no, the Pope.
We were a lot more Puritan back then.
Yeah,
We were a lot
shit
more
ton.
Puritan. God, that's
and,
insane.
And the people
In
that
this-
would actually care about it probably didn't vote. If
In
we're being
this-
real, they were in our 20s.
yeah.
They didn't care about politics.
No.
They were going to speakeasies.
Yeah,
were-
they could get booze. It's like weed now. Everyone can get weed, even if it's not legal in your
Yeah.
state.
Maybe it's cheaper and better if you can.
Honestly,
It actually makes it more fun too. You go to a speakeasy, it's a private club.
Yes, things being illegal. Going into bars was less fun when I could do it legally. I loved it way more when I was
Way more
20.
exciting. Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
voter turnout for the youngins, always been a problem, I think.
That's not new. Yeah, it's always
Yeah,
been
it's
a problem.
always
You
an
couldn't
issue.
motivate a fucking 18-year-old in 1928 any more than you could now.
No.
No.
He's too busy getting flapper
I will say,
e-girls.
I don't know if Al Smith was connected to this, but in the defense of Herbert Hoover, in a little bit, like he was a fucking piece of shit, obviously. But the Democrats, because they were trying to win the South, circulated a rumor that Herbert Hoover danced with a black woman.
Ooh, scandalous.
And Herbert Hoover immediately denied it and was like, that is a horrible thing to say.
Jesus
That I would dance with a fucking black woman? How dare you? That is undue.
Context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? I'm
It's
fucking
fu-
telling
yeah, I
you.
know. It was a fucking terrible
It
time.
was a wild election. In case you thought the last one was terrible.
I should just cut that out without you saying anything around it.
Just that. Yeah.
Isolate.
Power of production.
Isolate the track.
So there was even a political cartoon at the time that showed Al Smith's potential cabinet being a conference room full of bishops, and the Pope is like sitting at the head of it. And this is the funniest part, to go back to the alcohol part, and he was serving them with a jug labeled XXX because, of course, alcohol's bad.
Right.
You can't have fucking alcohol. And one prominent Baptist minister from Oklahoma told his parishioners, if you vote for Al Smith, you're voting against Christ and you'll be damned. Do you think anyone said that in the last election?
I guarantee you someone said that.
Yeah, no, a lot of
Yeah.
evangelists said that.
Yeah.
A lot of evangelists
But
said
wine is the blood of Christ.
that. Yeah.
Not
And
triple
by the
X
way,
whiskey,
By
though.
the way, who founded the Catholic Church?
Jesus.
And Peter. Yeah, came right from Jesus, Catholic Church. Everything else branches off that.
Yeah, but where is Peter at the foot of the cross? He was nowhere to be found.
He made up for it. It's fine.
Did he?
You know, this is a lot of inside baseball Catholic version.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you're losing me here with your Peters.
John
and
was
your
the only
Pauls.
one there with Mary Maggs.
Mary Maggs.
And
huh?
Mary.
Mary Maggs sounds like a name of some like girl that keeps getting knocked up in Boston and never
Mary
leaves her
Maggs.
parents' house.
Yeah, you gotta fuck
She
Mary,
was
Mary
a
Maggs, man.
She was a floozy, but
Yeah. Mary Maggs, kind of a floozy. She's friends with that Josh kid.
a recovering
Yeah.
floozy. Yeah.
Jake, we were talking about this before the episode started. I just want to say this again.
Do you want me to just say what I
Yeah.
said? Hey, why do it's kind of crazy that Jews don't have a high priestess or priest of some sort.
because you would all be dead.
Yeah, no,
But
that's true.
Jake was like, dude, he was like, it's crazy that the Jews don't have like a 100% like guy in charge. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
there's not like a chief rabbi.
right.
Yeah.
If the Jews had a pope, there would be no Jews.
Isn't it just Harvey Weinstein?
Wow.
Fuck.
It's Lieberman actually. It's
That's a lot.
yeah, dude. Okay.
Sorry, you weren't ready for that, huh?
No, it's
Okay.
really easy to throw a Me Too guy at you when your religion covers up most child pedophilia
Yep,
cases.
Yeah,
in the world.
yeah.
I'm
No,
waiting
it's
for
fine.
it.
Yeah.
We can lob it back and forth. It's
Yeah,
okay.
Just
It's-
playing a little tennis here, a little back and forth.
No, you opened it up. It's
At
cool.
this point, does anyone not commit sexual crimes? Is there any organization remotely clean?
Does the mafia?
Yes.
Prostitution.
Yeah, but they're down with it, right?
No, those are abused women. Some of them are probably down, but others are just like addicted to coke and heroin, and it's not good.
Okay.
Well,
I'm trying to think
win
of
some, you lose some.
a single organization.
Jake, what were both of you, just your thoughts on the Al Smith campaign? So here's the thing, Al Smith, being Catholic, lost back then. Democrats won the South routinely, like that. The South was a Democratic stronghold.
Yeah, the Southern strategy hadn't come
Him
into
being
play yet.
Catholic lost Democrats in the South.
Yeah, because that actually makes a lot of sense for the time because you don't have a lot of ignorant, racist Southern people
Right.
defecting from the Democratic Party yet because
sorry, I
of
forgot to
civil
say-
rights.
I forgot to say the one other thing that we didn't mention. I can't believe it. One of the main rallies held against Al Smith in the South is why he lost. One of the reasons he lost. His campaign is credited with renewing the popularity of the Ku Klux Klan
Right.
because they were so scared of having a Catholic president that they got everyone all fucking whipped up again.
Yeah.
And the Klan, which was dying out at that point, got like hyped up all over the South because the Catholic was and here's the thing that people don't realize, like obviously the Klan was number one against black people. Jews and Catholics were 1A.
Yeah, we were just behind black people.
I
on
mean,
this,
it was black people win most races.
Lenny Kravitz would have
And
been
this
fucked.
was no different. Like
Yeah.
black people finished first. We were right behind them.
Yeah, totally. No, it's like, and that's the thing about the KKK. It's like if they had a way of getting rid of all the black people, it wouldn't be like, all right, job well done.
Yeah,
it'd
we're
be like,
done.
yeah.
We're done.
No, it'd be like, all right, now let's go to the less white people.
So the Ku Klux Klan, that's the thing
It's a recurrent theme with Aryans
Yes.
superior.
white is quite subjective.
Yeah, like I mean, that was Hitler too.
Yeah.
Hated,
White is an absurdity.
hated Catholics.
There is no pure whiteness. That's not real.
It's not. The funny thing about whiteness, I just get into this. Like, I say this all the time. When it's funny how people in America like determine whiteness. Whatever. You talk about like Hitler, whatever. Even before
Is it like
that.
Antifa, where it's more of an idea?
Yeah, well, yeah, literally. World War I was fought almost entirely out of like racism between white people.
Oh, just white people hating the shit out of each
Yeah,
other.
Germans hated Slavs, hated fucking like southeastern Europeans.
Austria-Hungary, which might be the
British.
cradle of whiteness.
Yeah,
is-
like it's
yeah.
fucking crazy. But yeah, so during Al Smith's campaign, the Klan held cross burnings across the country to help protest his nomination because they thought, like everyone else, they'd be more loyal to the
Oh,
Pope.
that's why they burn crosses.
I don't know if it started.
I
with
don't
that.
know why they burn crosses.
Yeah, why crosses?
yeah.
The cross burnings were already going on.
Just really getting that.
Oh, it's like the
Catholicism
light of
down there.
Christ.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
that's why they do it. It's like the light of Christ.
Because, what Jesus would do more than anything is
You knew
expel
that.
people
Yes.
of
You just knew
the
that off the
religion he
cuff.
invented.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're super into Christ.
Just knew that off the cuff.
Yeah, no, I knew that from a book I read. I'd never been to one.
This has been popping into my mind though when I read that thing about the KKK passing out flyers. Like, I still like to think that they had to outsource to a Jewish copywriter.
Well,
Like,
sir, well-
it's just like snazz it up.
Who was running the copy place in general?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck
It's
the
like,
copywriter.
"Oh,
But like, yeah, the guy is doing it.
Yeah, it's like, hey Jeff Feinstein, you want to
Yeah.
print this out?
It's-
1,000 of them.
I guess it's like you like go into a cake shop and you're just like, yeah, it's give me a Hitler cake.
Cool.
Yeah.
Need the money.
I need the money. Yeah, I need the business so bad, but
I'm gonna mess
Or
it up.
it's like-
I'll mess it up a little.
yeah, it's like walking in. It's like, give me 1,000 swastika cupcakes. You're like, fuck, this is such a big order.
Well, one's gonna be a dick.
Yeah, like what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Oh god.
So
You just put laxatives in the cupcakes.
agreed.
Duh.
Then you don't get repeat business.
I think. Well, no,
Well,
you
you
only,
don't
you only
want
put in a
repeat
few.
business.
You Russian roulette it.
Yeah.
If you do it in all of them, it doesn't work.
Right.
You got to Russian roulette it.
Yeah.
If anyone comes into your cake shop and orders 1,000 swastika cupcakes, and you are in a financial place where you can't say no, just put laxatives in 1 out of every 10.
Yeah. Fuck it.
That's the happy medium.
Right. Because
Yeah,
they
because
can't.
not everyone's getting sick.
If everyone gets sick, they'll know.
You'll
But if
actually-
1 out of 10 people get sick, they're probably having booze and stuff. They're just like, oh, that fucking idiot drank too much.
Oh, they
Shit
might
their
actually get lowered down a couple pegs for having poor genetics.
Yeah. Also,
Yes.
I
For
feel
not
like
being able to
Also
handle
that-
the
yeah.
Southern KKK, they don't have the best diet. Like this is just
pants.
normal.
They don't have
for
the
them.
best anything.
Yeah, they
no.
probably shit
They're
liquid
a
anyway.
horrible, horrible front man for the white race.
Agreed.
To be
yes.
honest,
they really
they're
are.
not doing their best.
No,
We're not sending our best.
not our best foot forward.
No.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So
Oh wait,
Wow.
that's not my team. Ha! Fuck you guys. Wait, no, you're not in it
We're
either.
not
yeah,
either.
what are you talking about? Not my team either.
Wasps. Wasps have a
Yeah.
bad mascot.
But here's the thing: they're not even wasps, because wasps are rich.
Yeah, wasps. Well, not all
Wasps
wasps.
think they're garbage. They're fighting for no one.
Yeah. It's just like the dudes with the tiki torches.
It is. It's
Yeah.
the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, Al Smith gets fucking crushed, mostly because he's Catholic, and because the economy was dope under Hoover's first term. That would take a hard turn in his second term very quickly. So Al Smith loses. There is still to this day a Catholic political dinner in D.C. every year. I think every year. That's like a huge event where they invite both presidents to the Al Smith dinner.
Oh,
Because
okay.
Al Smith is widely. I want to say the article I sent you to, or someone in it called Al Smith the most regrettably forgotten
Yeah.
important person in American history.
It was basically like if you are Catholic and in politics, thank Al Smith.
Dude, if you're any outsider in politics,
Yeah, pretty
Al
much,
Smith.
yeah.
Like he was. I know this sounds crazy to a lot of people listening to this, maybe. He was as foreign, if not more, than Barack Obama was in 2008.
You keep saying that.
It's fucking true. Because America was bananas in 1928.
Still is.
It still is, but it was fucking it was a weird, creepy religion to them. He was barely American. His parents were, or I think he was.
It is creepy, but I mean, throughout history, it's not like the Vikings going to England and finding all these Catholic churches and just murdering people for it.
Yeah, Rob, I get what you're saying with it's just as crazy. My thing is Barack Obama couldn't lie about being black.
Al Smith couldn't lie about being Catholic.
I mean, in passing, he could.
I'm
Eventually, your skeletons get dug up.
I'm
but
not saying it's being Catholic then is the same as being black now. I'm saying running for president when your whole fucking shit is on the table. The level of tolerance for Catholicism then
Yeah,
is
well,
the
I
same
think-
as the level of tolerance in America.
Throughout the
sure.
Barack
okay.
Obama-
On a
That-
tolerance scale, I
that's
could
fine.
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not in the
No.
Northeast, though, obviously, where he's from. I
What's
mean,
weird
everyone-
is, by the way,
He won more in the
so
South.
he lost. So Al Smith lost several southern states, but flipped a couple Republican, because this is when Republicans was still kind of the party of Lincoln. Flipped a couple Republican states in the Northeast because they were heavily
we're all
Catholic.
Catholic, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So it's really foreign to the South, the Midwest,
It's foreign to everyone but a couple
but Pennsylvania,
small parts
New
of the
York,
Northeast.
Boston.
And then Florida. Because Spaniards.
Well, also people retiring.
Yes, true.
All those snowbirds
Yeah, God.
in 1928.
Fucking snowbirds. I'm sure Florida was still half penal colony or something.
Full
Yeah.
penal colony.
Georgia was, I think.
But yeah, so Al Smith lost. I'm just my whole point is just that and the article I sent you, dude, I'll share. If anyone who listens to this wants to hit me up, I'll send you the link. He was a deeply foreign man, which sounds insane because his name is Al Smith.
Right.
A deeply foreign man to the United States because that's how bananas people were about Catholics.
Sure.
It's
no, it makes
which is
total
hilarious.
sense.
And by the way, it persists to this day in a lot of ways. Like I'm obviously not like, well, I'm just like a black person, or even like I'm just like a.
You heard it here first. Rob is just like a black
Yes,
person.
yes.
Has all the same problems.
because I went to Catholic church as a child.
Yeah.
But like the first time, or one of the first times I
God,
met
how
my
old was
my
he?
mother-in-law, and
When he ran, how old was he? Because
What?
he looks old as shit.
yeah, well, it's
everyone
20s.
was old.
Yeah.
Plus, he could have been
look-
like 30.
Once you hit 40, prior to now, basically, you look fucking ancient.
Yeah. You're dead.
You can look up all of it. I don't remember. But my mother-in-law, the first time, or one of the first times we did together,
He's the most
she-
generic looking white man I've
yeah,
ever seen.
She turned to me because she knew I was Catholic, and she just turned to me at one point, like in the middle of dinner, and she's like, "So what's the deal with the Pope?" I was like, "What do you mean?
How do you not get it?
The Pope? I don't know.
Like, he's the guy.
He's just in charge.
Well,
what's
he
the
used,
deal with the
he
president?
used to be king of the world.
Yeah.
So-
What's the deal with I don't know anything? I don't know.
Well,
I was
I
just-
guess what kind of answer was expected?
I-
More importantly.
I was like,
Oh, she wasn't like doing a Seinfeld bit?
What's the deal with the Pope?
what's the deal with the Pope? I was like, I don't know. He's the Pope. My wife, Courtney, was just like, Mom, what the fuck? And I was just like, I don't know. I just like played off. I was like, I love Pope Francis. It's great. And she was like, I forget what else she said, but it was just like a very much like a weird thing. And even in Texas now,
Who didn't love John Paul
John Paul
John Paul was
Except the
great.
guy
JP2
that
was
shot him
great. Yeah.
or attempted to shoot him?
Right.
He did shoot him, right?
I don't know.
Then he was gunned
JP2
down.
got shot.
Yeah, JP2 got
And
shot.
then he went to by a Turkish guy, I think, and he went to the prison and forgave him when he was healthy enough.
Would have been cooler if he shot him.
Didn't let him out, but forgave him.
Just the Pope Francis' revenge.
No, actually, you know what'd be fucked up is if you shot the Pope, but none of the Pope's bodyguards had guns, so you just got a fucking lance through your body from
Well,
the Swiss
in the
guard.
the Vatican,
Oh,
the
it's a
Swiss
pike.
guard,
Rah.
the Swiss guards have guns.
Yeah, well, some of them.
Yeah,
Some of them carry the pikes, so.
that's true. But
would like
that's
to
where
be-
I'd rather be shot than be piked.
Oh, no one wants to be piked.
%.
Yeah. Shot's clean. Half the people that get shot don't realize they're shot until like the shock wears
Yeah.
off.
Do you think you could ever storm the Vatican?
No.
It's a lot harder to storm the Vatican than it is to storm the
Capitol?
Capitol. Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Fuck.
One's a nation state.
I want to know what's underground, man. I want to know what's under in those tunnels.
The Vatican tunnels?
Yes,
Old stuff.
the shit they don't let you see.
There's like 90 little Italian Dan Regesters cradled in there.
Is it
yeah.
Jesus' bones?
yeah.
Well, the veil, right?
Shroud of Turin?
Shroud of Turin.
That's
Yes.
fake. Everyone, that got proven fake.
Well, it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there, I guess. It's fake, though. It's just some hobo from Italy in, like, the 1400s that they just, like, beat the shit out of and laid a fucking shroud over. And some guy was like, hey, I pay you 10 lira, and I'm going to smack your face around for a while. You look like Jesus. I'm going to smack your face around for a while, lay a shroud over you, okay? That's what happened.
Baby skulls.
That was the
says
shroud.
Logan.
But anyway, Al Smith, not the last Catholic to run for president. There was another back when Catholics were better off now than they were.
Sure.
Oh, so like not the first, or there's somebody after him.
Someone after him.
Well, JFK, obviously.
That's what we're talking about now, JFK.
Yeah.
I do want to point out, so far, you guys are 500 on Catholic presidents that are assassinated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
There are 500
Hey,
assassinated
We're-
presidents.
We're pretty early.
And to be
with
honest,
Biden.
I'm not too high on the
It's-
like if you had
if we're doing length of time,
yeah.
most of your presidents are dead.
And who's to say Biden doesn't makes it through 4 years?
It
Like
would
it
be,
might just be natural causes. We don't know. He's so fucking old.
I actually have a bet that he will make it with a friend of mine that he will make it the 4 years, and it's a push if he gets assassinated or dies like in a plane crash. But if he
natural causes
if
is
natural causes or if he leaves office because he has like an old man fall, I lose.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Those are good conditions of that bet.
Yeah.
No, I love it. The people are like, oh, he's going to just give it to Kamala.
Yeah, just like Trump wasn't gonna make it 4 years either. Trump
Yeah.
doesn't even want to be there. He's gonna like get in and give it to Mike Pence, or he doesn't care.
all
He's not
this-
gonna run for a second term.
Basically everything you see on Reddit is just like high school recruiting message board forums where it's like, we're getting everybody this year. It's like, no, it's not happening.
So JFK ran for president in 1960. This is JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, a decorated veteran of the Second World War. Already a legend before he even runs for his first office, let alone president, has proven his mettle and his worth to the United States more than anyone possibly ever could or as much as anyone possibly ever could, other than literally dying in the war.
True.
Right?
Yes.
He is also accused of having dual loyalties with the Pope.
Of course, he's Catholic.
Yeah. Yes. John Kennedy is a Catholic, accused of having dual loyalties with the Pope as well as America.
And a few other
Kennedy-
organizations.
Look, if you had to worry about the organizations Kennedy was affiliated with, the
was
Catholic
definitely-
Church.
The people that had his last name were more of an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Catholic Church doesn't make the top 10 list.
Well, it makes top 10, not top 5.
No.
Yeah. I'm going to say, yeah.
Top 1 would be the crime families he was with. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Not that. And
What are
then
you
you just
implying?
have his mistresses and
All the people that worked for him at the magazine that he was editor for.
What are you implying about Jack Ruby?
Jack Ruby, I'm not implying anything.
Okay.
what?
Yeah, you're going
I don't know
really
where we're
far ahead.
So Kennedy had to literally
ahead.
Kennedy had to literally clarify basically like, I'm just a guy running for president who happens to be Catholic.
Which is like, that's got to be the first time that kind of phrasing has ever been used where it's like, he's not a homeless person. He's a person that happens to be homeless.
Right.
Or like, yeah,
Yes.
that's got to be like
Yeah.
the first big swing at that approach at labeling things.
Kennedy, he
Not
received
homeless. I live in my car.
Yeah, no, that's a home.
I'm a man that lives in his car.
Yeah.
Kennedy received hundreds of letters from Democratic voters that were like, "Oh, I like your policies, but you're a Pope slave, so I don't know what to do. Like, I really like that you're gonna like send us to the moon and like make life better for me and like fight segregation, but the Pope, the Pope.
Don't
I
ask
can't
what
do
the Pope can do for you.
That's what you can do for the Pope.
Ask-
Yeah. Man,
don't
what if you had
ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for the Vatican.
Shit. God damn it.
Yeah.
Friday and slap.
I love the Pope. Yeah. So essentially, like during the primaries, even his Democratic, even the people running against him in the Democratic Party were hammering his Catholic shit.
Oh, of course.
Why would
It's
you
very
not?
similar to the Al Smith stuff, really. It was like uncanny how it was like the same exact playbook,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, JFK didn't have to take to the Atlantic to be like, I swear to God,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking working for the Pope.
Catholic God?
Yeah, yeah. But he still had to clarify. And so he was in trouble in the West Virginia primaries, and he had to do like he had to buy a half hour of local TV airtime across West Virginia for all 9 people that lived there in 1960. And essentially like tell them like, I'm for the separation of church and state. My church has nothing to do with how I will govern. I swear to fucking God, like I Catholic God, all gods, that I fucking swear I'm not working for the Pope, essentially.
I'm working for my dad.
Yeah. And because at the time, this was essentially the first televised presidential race.
Oh, yeah. It definitely won Kennedy the presidency.
And so Kennedy was kind of hot for the 60s and a good speaker. So people were like, this is maybe the best part, is that people were like, shit, like, I think he might be a front for a Wizards global cabal, but
So hot.
he's so hot.
I loved,
He
yeah.
speaks
so,
so good and he's so hot. What do
just-
I do?
Yeah,
Knowing a
Nixon was like the complete opposite.
Right,
He was
so-
sweating during his speeches.
Yeah, that was
Nixon-
during the actual like general. Yeah,
Nixon was sweaty, and people were just so it was like, Catholic wizard or old guy?
It was
shit.
Yeah, it was like fucking when people were ragging on Rubio.
Yeah.
Like, look, he can't handle the pressure. He's
No, it's-
sweating his
it's
ass
fucking
off.
hot. Some people sweat.
Stage lights are very hot.
No.
People don't. No matter
Nope.
motherfuckers who've
Yep.
never been under a stage light,
100%.
They don't fucking know. They're so it's the sun. You have 8 suns.
Yeah, and that's why Donald Trump killed it, because he could stare directly at a solar eclipse.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but also
Raw dog.
speaking of how TV played a part, if you asked anyone, they did like a poll of people that listened to the debates versus watched them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that listened thought Nixon won the debates. Anyone that watched thought Kennedy did. That's how big of a difference that was, and that was so like it was the election of the future.
Why
gotta ditch
hot
TV
people run the
debates.
world.
Oh, 100%.
Every debate should be written from now on.
Takes the entirety of the election process to like. There's just a written response.
It's just emails back and forth for like a week.
Yeah, it's just a U.S. listserv,
Yes.
and everyone can't help but get that email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so JFK took it directly to the voters in West Virginia, won West Virginia, won the nomination, right? So now he's up against Nixon. And Nixon,
Classic swing state, West Virginia.
Well, for the primary, I mean, dude, primaries are fucking weird. South
Yeah,
Carolina
South
is a
Carolina
swing state, in the
crushes-
Democratic
yeah.
primary. Joe Biden wouldn't be president if it wasn't for South Carolina. But yeah, so Nixon now running against
Few
him.
other
Nixon
reasons,
was
too.
Eisenhower's vice president, so Nixon is a really good candidate, right?
Mm-hmm.
JFK's just the senator. Nixon's like, oh, fuck yeah, I can work this Catholic shit real good. Nixon ran essentially underground. Like, Nixon disavowed it. Like, Nixon was like, I won't bring up his faith at all. I won't do it. He had Billy Graham do all his dirty work for him.
Right. Such a Billy
Because, of
Graham
course,
move.
yeah. Billy Graham was on the fucking road all fucking election being like, Pope slave, this guy's a Pope slave, all this shit. Like, this guy works for the Pope. Like, he's not American. It's like our parents voted. Like, my parents didn't vote in this election, but they were alive for this. Like, my dad was like a 10-year-old for
Sure.
this election, as someone's like literally on TV being like, Catholics are evil.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
No, it's insane.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and no one was like, "You better stop that. That's divisive." People were just like, "That's politics."
Yeah,
yeah,
as Kamala Harris would say, that's politics, baby.
yeah. No, it is. It totally harkens back to the shit don't change thing. It's like the civility that people talk about has almost never existed for a long.
I
amount
think
of
it
time.
actually did exist. I think it
what,
existed
like-
from 1970 to 19
from
to 2000
Jimmy Carter
to 2000
to George Bush. Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
It's just like, oh, it's the same guy. No,
No,
matter
people
what.
thought George Bush was kind of a below the belt puncher. George W. Bush.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
he brought up shit like he ragged on McCain kind of hard, and he brought up like Kerry Swift boat shit like that was
Oh, the windsurfing or whatever.
the windsurfing and the Swift boat. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
George
the
Bush.
Swift boat, right,
George
yeah,
Bush's
yeah.
people punch below the belt for sure. W. Bush's people.
Bush didn't do shit.
But yeah, so Billy Graham was going across the country being like, this guy works for the Pope.
Right.
Fuck this guy. He's a foreign, like he's barely American at all because he's Catholic.
And what's insane with me too is that is literally the job Billy Graham was trying to get for probably most Baptist people, was just Pope of Baptists. Like,
Billy Graham was a Pope.
he's essentially a Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just he
With
has
more power at that point in the world.
Yeah, I mean
That point in history.
for sure.
Well,
How
maybe
much
not,
money
but
did he have though? He had
Yeah.
a ton of money.
I mean, dude, fuck. Like, yeah, Billy Graham going across saying, and by the way, one of the other things, this is one of my favorite things that they love to use is that they tried to say that Kennedy's Catholicism was like a smoke screen for him making the country socialist.
Oh, of course.
Have you heard that one before?
Yeah, it's all like
That this president's going to make the country socialist? Mm-hmm. They were all like, this is it. Kennedy's going to make us socialist.
wasn't that based off of the tenets of Catholicism, which is like helping people and stuff, or
Yeah, like shit like
Yeah,
that.
Jesus was a real shitbag.
Yeah.
It was based off his policies too.
Goddamn
Like it was
communist.
half like attacking his policies and then like Catholics are socialist type of thing.
yeah, you can weave it in there.
Even though
Yeah.
the fucking Soviet Union hated Catholicism,
Soviet Union hated a lot of religion,
like yeah,
most, if not all.
they don't like any religion.
Yeah,
I don't know what
because
the
that
fucking
takes away from the
It doesn't
community.
behoove a Catholic to let Soviets in.
Right. Well, I mean, that plays off of the whole Red Scare thing, too. I think it's pretty obvious where they were going with that. You have the other in religion. You have the other by kind of weaving that into the policy. So that's an easy one, too. You know what doesn't beat, though?
What?
Fucking hot.
Doesn't
beat good looks, man.
And that's what won JFK the election specifically,
Being
not
a
just being
fucking
hot in general.
piece of cock.
So JFK had this Protestant problem, essentially, like this Methodist, Baptist, especially Baptist Southern problem. And so he was invited down to Houston to speak to a huge fucking collection of ministers, all kinds of Protestant, mostly Baptist, Protestant, Methodist too, but like a ton of Southern ministers, right?
Right.
Goes down to Houston. JFK, his people are like, I don't know if we need it. This might backfire. They might fuck you. Like they might fuck you up. Not physically, but like you might get exposed.
Right.
Right. And JFK is like, no, I'm hot. It's fine. And so
Trust me, I'm hot.
yeah, no, trust me, I am a sexy motherfucker. And I need some Houston Strange.
That's probably 100% what
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
So he went down to Houston with a lust for Houston hookers, but needed to talk to these guys first. But no, yeah. So he went to this huge, and he went to speak. Like this was not a normal thing. Not every Democratic president would. Or
It's a weird stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, and he gives this whole speech about how I'm like church and state are separate. Like your candidates are religions too. They don't govern based on what you tell them and all this shit. Gave the speech of a fucking lifetime. And it was broadcast across Texas. Not across the country. It was taped and shown later, but it was broadcast live across Texas.
Man, this is probably where Leo first saw JFK.
Yeah. Old Lee Harvey.
That's when the
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
this is when he started planning.
But this speech is credited, for those who don't know, with winning Kennedy, Texas.
Interesting.
He won Texas.
It
because-
wasn't the vice president he chose?
That helps in that.
I was about to say, if you have a Protestant problem.
No, but the thing is, though, so yeah, Lyndon was already his chosen vice president, but that alone was not enough.
Sure. No.
This is what essentially soothed the passions, like soothed things enough that
Talk
he won.
about-
By the way, this is a Democratic
Sure.
president who won the presidency, won Texas, lost California.
That's insane. But like, talk about courting a state, though. You select, you courted everything you possibly. He honed in on Texas because he's courting with LBJ, and LBJ,
Jumbo in the mix. You
Fucking-
get Jumbo in
oh,
the
yeah.
mix, like you're not losing. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, not Jumbo. He farted a lot. He loved farting.
And he had a big old
Had
hog.
a big old hog. Would talk about it. Nonetheless, he's also, I believe, Protestant. I don't believe LBJ was Catholic.
No.
Right? Yeah, no, I didn't think so. He doesn't seem
No.
one lick
No,
Catholic.
he's not Catholic at all.
But then you also have to, all right, I already picked this guy. He's from your state. He's also Protestant. Fuck, now I got to go back down and tell you, like, he went all in on Texas. So,
But
I mean,
the thing too, though, is, and this is an interesting thing in the Democratic Party at the time, is that Lyndon Johnson is kind of like an old school Southern Democrat, Dixiecrat.
yeah, for
right.
sure.
Kennedy is a Northern fucking lib.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, one
For
was
that
way
time.
more about the civil rights part than the other.
Right.
Yeah. LBJ being the one that wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, LBJ eventually passed.
LBJ
all
is the one that
stuff.
passed it.
Yeah, no, but
Kennedy was dead.
I mean, right.
He didn't have to. If Kennedy's dead, he's like, well.
All I'm saying, he put his everything into Texas, and Texas gave him 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rewarded him handsomely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kennedy had to go make the speech, and his people didn't want him to do it. Like they were like, "It's not worth your time. They're fucking assholes." And he was like, "No, I'm hot. It's fine. Let's fucking go."
He had to just go heat check in Dallas, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dropping the top,
Kennedy
man.
was essentially. A lot of people like.
It's a beautiful day, Jackie. Why don't we drop that top?
A lot of people overrate, I think, Kennedy as a president just because he didn't serve for that long. But you can't understate his influence on
A lot of influence, but a lot of people.
how we pick presidents now.
Oh, 100%. It was the election of the future when it was on TV.
Kennedy wasn't exactly the best president, though.
He was fine.
We didn't get nuked, which during
We almost did.
the whole Cuban Missile Crisis thing, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, but he
Granted,
also,
we got us there, but
he also caused that mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm mostly upset about as a Catholic is that Donald Trump just ran against a Catholic, the man who will say anything, and he wouldn't talk shit on Joe Biden's Catholicism.
Or the
What is
Pope.
this with the Pope? With the Pope? He can listen to the Pope? He might listen to the Pope over you.
It doesn't work now.
yeah, it's too wide of a thing to hit on.
I know.
Yeah, which if you think about it, the KKK was probably pretty progressive going after Catholics.
Especially if Trump was really reliant on that Latino vote, you don't go after the Catholics.
by the
fuck
way,
no.
Here's how wild it's gotten since then. Currently, the Speaker of the House, Catholic. President of the United States,
Ugh.
Catholic. Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Catholic.
Maybe they're
I
on
want
to
to say
something.
most of the justices are Catholic as well.
Maybe we were on to something.
Senate
Catholics-
Majority Leader.
Jewish.
Yeah.
Although the
got one.
Senate President pro tempore
tempore.
is Catholic.
Is Kamala Harris Catholic? Oh no, not President pro tempore. President of the Senate is the Vice President.
Yeah, but the President pro
pro
tempore.
tempore.
I forget who it is, but he's Catholic too.
Oh really?
Yeah. I looked. I saw that.
Interesting.
Recently. So anyway, Catholics run shit now.
Yes,
and get
queen.
ready for the fucking Pope to get in here, bitches. You were right the whole time.
It only took, if it weren't for the assassination thing.
Yeah.
The Pope would have been the next year.
What I'm so excited for is Pope Francis to come visit Joe Biden in D.C.
She's Baptist.
Oh fuck! All right, whatever. We still have enough.
No, I'm saying Kamala.
Oh yeah. The Pope Francis is gonna come visit Joe Biden in D.C. and it'll be Biden, Roberts, Pelosi, and whoever the Senate President pro tempore is.
Whoever the Pope is, because he's going to get
And
booted.
Pope Francis will finally spread his dragon wings out of his cloth, and you'll realize that hat is just protecting his like weird skull.
And that's when you find out that it was Jews the whole time.
It was Jews, Catholics and Jews the whole fucking
Yeah,
time.
we infiltrated that shit real early.
Yeah, why do you think there's gold in dragon stomachs all the time?
Idiots.
Come on, guys. It's basic D&D.
God, I can't believe they handed the country over to us. Fucking morons.
There's a reason we were 1A with
Oh,
KKK.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, the KKK was right.
God.
Not about black people. What about us?
Yeah.
Catholics
Very much.
and Jewish.
yeah.
I mean, there's a reason we kept the Old Testament.
Yeah.
It's right.
Gotta keep
I
it
mean, we're
around.
hiding in plain sight.
That's what we do. The only thing we really differ on is what you do with your gold. Like, we believe in liquidity. You are bad with money.
Catholics are just sleeper cell Jews.
Yes.
I actually do often compare being Catholic to being Jewish in terms that like most Catholics are still culturally Catholic, even if they're not practicing Catholic. But you can't be like culturally Methodist. That's not a
No.
fucking thing.
Like, I
Well,
don't believe in
that's just
God,
me.
but I
That-
still believe in being a Catholic.
like,
right.
culturally.
You still love fucking fish fries and St. Patrick's Day and whiskey.
I like Notre Dame for some reason.
yeah, it's
I was
like
about to
weirdly
say,
in your
yeah.
blood. They like
like,
Notre Dame.
cultural
Oh, speaking of which,
Judaism, it just means atheist.
One of the fucking things was Al Smith, when he was governor in New York, went to the Army Notre Dame game, and normally the governor always sits with Army.
He sat with Notre Dame.
No, he sat with Army, but people were literally like, "Who's he gonna sit with? Oh fuck, who's he gonna sit with? Oh no, oh my god," and Al Smith was like sat with Army, as was tradition. He goes, "My
As is
body." He
tradition.
said his quote was something like, "My body's with Army, but my soul is with Notre Dame." So he's not helping himself.
No.
It's
Sure
like
isn't.
Nelly being a KU Mizzou fan.
What?
Or wait, wasn't
Drake.
Nelly Drake? Wait, no, someone is like a Kansas basketball fan in Missouri.
Oh, no, but Drake's a
No,
Kentucky
you know who that
fan.
fucking was? The worst person to ever run for presidential office? Tim Kaine.
That's right. It was Tim
Hillary
Kaine.
Clinton's vice president.
Yeah.
candidate.
No, I
This
remember
is-
reading
I
that.
forgot
There are
about
a lot
Tim
of
Kaine.
people can say a lot of things about why Hillary Clinton lost.
Tim Kaine
This is
won.
low key why she lost. Tim fucking Kaine, who went to Mizzou, but somehow
Was it JU?
was a Kansas basketball fan.
KU,
Only
yeah.
basketball. Was a Kansas basketball fan and a K-State football fan.
Oh, he wasn't even a Mizzou football.
Nothing. Yeah.
no one's that, though. He's
Here's how
he's
bland-
pandering to the entire Midwest.
Here's how
Yeah.
bland Tim Kaine was. You know me as a Mizzou fan. You know me as a Mizzou fan.
Sure, yeah.
You know Gleason, our other friends as Mizzou fans. You know that we are huge boners about Mizzou. Like we're big, like hard-ons about it and everything.
Yeah,
like
every
that.
time
can see it
someone
right
from
now.
Mizzou comes on the TV.
It's in full display.
No one, and I mean no one that I know, was excited that Tim Kaine was her vice presidential candidate. He's a Mizzou alum. He would have been Missouri's first, just the state's first person in even close to that office since Harry Truman. No one was like, "Fuck yeah, Tim motherfucking."
Well, honestly,
Kaine.
if anybody ran from UCF, I would probably think they're underqualified.
Yeah, honestly, even UF. I'd be like, what house were they in?
Yeah, no.
That's a fair question.
You're an idiot. Yeah.
But yeah, but that's my any final thoughts on how America used to hate Catholics before we slowly became white? Because we really were.
When's it our turn? When's it our turn?
It wasn't for Lieberman. Wasn't for Gore Lieberman.
And they boned Sanders. No, I'm just saying, like, Jews are still on the
To
precipice.
be fair, though, no one gave a shit that Sanders was Jewish.
No, it was very much him being a communist. That was the bigger issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was talking a lot of crazy. Yeah, I've always
Now
felt
is a
like we're on the
meme.
precipice, though, of like, most people are like white. They're white people. But then, like, I was in Knoxville one time, and I bumped into a guy before the game, and this Tennessee fan goes, just like, watch it, Jew. And I'm like, shit, how?
do you know?
How? Like, how? I didn't look like Jewy at the time. I wasn't rocking like a lot of facial hair. And
You weren't
like,
wearing like an AO pie shirt or whatever.
No, my nose wasn't
AE
as
pie.
big.
AE
yeah.
pie is a-
No, he just knew. It was crazy. And then I was like, shit. Okay, so there's still a little bit. Like no one's saying watch it Catholic on the street.
No, maybe Mick or WAP, but no.
It would
yeah.
be nationally.
It'd be ethnic,
It would
yeah.
be ethnic. It wouldn't be religious.
Yeah.
based.
It would-
Which I guess Judaism's hard because it's both ethnic and religious.
It
but
is. Well, yeah, I mean, like maybe.
Do
Do you think he just looks at your nose and he knows?
It's the nose.
like
knows.
growing up too? Like that was actually like. I remember there's a movie called. Oh fuck! It was some World War II movie
He just
starring.
probably just has Judar.
You could smell it.
Yeah.
It's like it smells like potato
Smells
pancakes.
like gold.
Yeah, it
And
smells
potatoes,
yeah.
fried potatoes. Yeah, it's funny. I honestly encourage you guys to read more. I'll actually post this link on my Twitter about the thing that was like you don't understand how foreign Al Smith was to
Yeah,
people
no.
in 1928. It is hilarious. You'll read it and you'll be like, this doesn't make fucking sense.
It's bananas to me that a fucking white dude was just
a
like
guy named Al Smith was a terrifying foreign agent.
It would make more sense if it was Al Snow,
Yeah,
former WWF wrestler who used to carry the head.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, final thoughts?
You know, we've come a long way, Rob. And by that, we haven't really come anywhere at all.
We got a second one. We finally beat the Muslims. I'm talking about Obama, of course. Just finally back ahead of the Muslims.
Way less enthusiastic about this Catholic president
Well,
as a nation.
no one's as cool as JFK.
No.
if you got Joe Biden like 40 years ago, he was kind of a little
He's a
hotty.
good-looking guy,
Yeah, he's a
yeah.
little hot.
He was a silver fox. I mean, even Parks and Rec.
I will
he's,
say-
he's old. now.
Even Parks and
I
Rec
had
chose
multiple
Biden.
women. I had multiple women that I'm friends with text me being like, I know he's like 78, but is he kind of hot for 78?
He used to be. He used to be.
Again,
Even when he was 68.
the
like,
bar Trump set wasn't great. Grandmas loved Trump though. They all thought he was handsome because they only saw the picture of him in the voting thing.
fucking ridiculous.
The ticker during the national they
anyway.
picked the best pictures of them.
we
I'm
need
just
hotter
sad.
presidents, really.
I'm just sad that Trump didn't lay some Pope shit on Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's kind of it was
Of all the
it was very prejudiced of him to not
of
do it.
all the flailing last second Hail Marys he threw,
I'm telling you.
why not?
That Latino vote.
Yeah.
It probably was it.
That is.
honestly,
He
that was
did-
a
he
huge.
did do
that
well
was-
with the
I mean,
Latinos.
that was a huge strategy in Texas and Florida.
You don't fuck with the,
No,
the
I mean,
Latino Catholics.
the
No,
false equivalency.
you can't fuck with that church. No.
The false equivalency of Joe Biden and Hugo Chavez that fucking won South Florida is insane. If you want to read about that.
Well,
Like,
to be fair, Joe Biden won the Florida primary by putting that on Bernie Sanders. So
yeah, no, I
What
mean,
do you-
basically,
Yeah.
if you throw out Hugo Chavez and compare them to your opponent, you're gonna win.
Yes.
in South Florida,
Yes.
it's really sad.
this
state
man
of affairs.
communist.
Yeah,
Joe
No.
Biden did it to Bernie.
Yeah.
Then Trump did it to Joe.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes.
yeah. If you slap that label on there, you're gonna win South Florida.
All right. Well, that's it for this week on Softcore History. For Jake Goldman and Dan Regester, we are three godless, non-Protestant people, two Catholics and a Jew.
I would be Protestant because I'm
Puke. You don't want to be Protestant. They have no culture.
well, I'm not Catholic, so.
You just got soft serve.